Hey, what's up, everybody? In this video, Derek asked, how do you train non-attorney salespeople? So let's see, I'm here on my, using my mobile phone to broadcast here, so that's pretty cool. So today we're going to talk about how do you train non-attorney salespeople to sign cases up for you on a regular basis. Now, this is a question that a lot of people ask me, and I think they're looking for kind of like a sales script, right? But the reality is that you don't need a sales script to, I mean, honestly, whether you're the attorney or you're not the attorney, you don't need a sales script, right? You just have to understand a few basic things. So the thing that people have to understand is the difference between a good sales experience and a poor sales experience, right? And my mentor, his name is Myron Golden. He taught me this. He's an amazing sales trainer. And what he told me is that the difference between a good sales experience and a poor sales experience is when you have a bad sales experience, it's because somebody is trying to convince you rather than persuade you. So what's the difference? What's the difference between convincing and persuading? Well, convincing is when you are trying to get somebody to hire you for your reasons, right? Persuading is when you when you try to get somebody to hire you for their reasons. And there's a very big distinction there, right? Because at the end of the day, people are only hiring you because they want a result, right? Now, a lot of the times, what you're trying to sell as an attorney is your legal service, right? But the problem is, and the reality is that nobody wants your legal service. They just don't. They don't want your legal service. They want the result that your legal service brings them, right? So I call this the airplane test. And, it goes back to a couple years ago. My wife and I, we went to Cancun for our anniversary, and we didn't want to. I don't speak Spanish, and it was a foreign country, and I didn't want to book it on my own. So I called a travel agent, and I was like, "Hey, let me ask you a question." I was like, please set this whole thing up for us because I don't know what I'm doing. So she said, "All right." I gave her the parameters that we're looking for, and she's like, "Okay, give me a couple of days." So a couple of days, she calls us back. She has this like PowerPoint presentations for us, and we screen share with her. And she's like, "Okay, this is the resort that you guys need to go to. It's got it's all you can eat. It's got 7 restaurants. It's got all you can drink. Your room is right on the beach, so you just walk out and your toes are in the sand. Actually, your room's really cool because not only is it right on the beach, but you also have your own plunge pool, your own private plunge pool. You have a butler, which is really cool." And you can go out to the beach and they serve you drinks on the beach. You get your own cabana. It's adults only, which is a plus because she knew we had kids. We still have kids. So just all this really, really cool stuff. But the one thing she didn't tell us about that entire thing is she didn't tell us about the airplane ride, right? Because nobody wants the airplane ride. Nobody wants the vehicle that takes you to the resort. The airplane ride sucks. It's the worst part. Once they invent teleportation, airlines will go out of business because everybody hates the airplane ride, right? Nobody wants to go to the airport. Nobody wants to get there 2 hours early. Nobody wants to park their car and then have to ride that train that you have to take to the terminal and then go through security and then stand in line and then wait to board and then, get off the plane and go through customs and try to find your bag and then try to find the ride to the resort. Nobody wants that crap, right? They just want the resort. Just like if you're a bankruptcy attorney, nobody wants a bankruptcy. They want freedom from their debt. They want their kids to stop fighting because they're living in an apartment and the kids are sharing a bedroom and they need their own apartment. They want to fix their credit. They want to get a new house. They want to buy a new car. They want their wife to stop complaining about the kitchen being too small in the apartment that they're living in, right? But they don't want a bankruptcy. The bankruptcy is the vehicle that takes them to the resort of financial freedom, of the bill collectors not calling, of them being able to buy a nicer car, of them being able to buy a nicer house, right? So that's what you need to think about. You need to always ask yourself, am I talking to these clients? Am I talking to them about the vehicle or am I talking to them about the resort? Now, here's where this comes into training non-attorney salespeople. It's very, very easy if you figure out what is it that your clients actually want and just focus on that, right? And, so ask them questions, right? Like a sales consultation should not be just you talking or your non-attorney salesperson just talking and talking and talking. There's a saying in sales: he who speaks the most, or she who speaks the most. We're going to say he who speaks the most because that's how I always remember it. He who speaks the most makes the least, right? Always remember, he who speaks the most makes the least. So what does that mean? That means that you should ask them questions and let them keep answering and keep answering and keep talking and keep talking and keep answering and keep talking and keep asking questions, right? Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about your bankruptcy service. Don't talk about your personal injury service, or your, don't talk about yourself, right? Don't talk about your service. Talk about three things. There's only three things that you should ever be talking to them about. One, what is it that they want, right? What is it that they want? Second, how do they get it? Now, that's the only reason that you should talk about your service, is how it pertains to them getting what they want, right? So what do they want? How do they get it? And then the third thing you should be talking about, and this is where most people fail. Third thing is, what is their life going to be like after they get it, right? So if you can train your salespeople to focus on those things and ask questions and get them to identify the reason that they want the thing or the reason that they need the thing, then what's going to happen is they're going to identify their reasons, right? And then once you help them identify their reasons for wanting to hire you, or for not really for wanting to hire you, but their reasons for needing your service, then you can help persuade them to hire you for their reasons, right? So that's the training that you need to do. Now, I give a lot more sales training and sales tips and everything in my own to my coaching clients, but I mean, that's the gist of it. Really, it's just figuring out creative questions and creative answers to those questions. I'll give you a perfect example. I was talking to an attorney a couple weeks ago about hiring our legal services, right? So I was talking to an attorney, and we're talking about, he wants more clients. He wants more clients. He needs more clients, right? But I'm like, why do you want more clients? Why? Why do you want more clients? Because anyone will tell you more clients are just more problems, right? Like, yeah, you'll make more money, but at what cost, right? Why do you want more clients? So after asking him more questions, and I asked him some questions, I was like, well, let me ask you a question. If we have success like in a year, what does success mean to you? What would you be able to do in a year if we're successful that you can't do now, right? And these are all questions that I ask him because I want to find out, what does he actually want? Like, why is he doing this? So what he told me is that, well, you know what I would do is I would ride my motorcycle a lot more. I bought a motorcycle about 2 years ago. He just moved up to the Pacific Coast Highway, out in California. He's right off the Pacific Coast Highway. He bought a motorcycle because he wants to ride, and he's ridden his motorcycle twice in 2 years, right? That's what he wants. So he doesn't want more clients. He doesn't want more leads. He doesn't want that. He wants that feeling of riding the motorcycle up and down the Pacific Coast Highway and the peace of mind that he can do it whenever he wants without having to worry about his law firm falling apart. That is what he wants. So for the rest of the call, I talked to him about, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this plan in place. We're going to get your website going. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to coach you. We're going to help you hire people. We're going to help you, put systems in place and SOPs so that when your employees are not, when you're not there, your employees actually know exactly how you want your law firm run. And what that's going to do for you is that's going to give you, first of all, predictable income so that you actually can be confident to hire an office manager and an associate attorney and a paralegal and whoever else you need to, right? Second of all, it's going to give you the strategy and the confidence that when you are not there, that your law firm is going to be run properly, that it's actually going to be run by the right people, that's going to be run the way that you want it to be run, right? So we're going to help you hire people. We're going to teach you we're going to help you train them. And then we're going to make sure that you have enough money to pay them and pay all your bills, right? When that happens, then you have enough freedom to step away from your law firm and you can go ride your motorcycle every freaking day if you want to, right? Did you notice how the entire thing didn't tie back to, oh yeah, well, we're going to get you more clients and we're going to get you ranked on #1 in Google and we're going to get you PPC leads and we're going to do your LSA ads. Like, that's not what we're talking about, right? That's not what the client wants, right? And the reason I'm saying that, the reason I'm giving that example is because this guy hired us, but that's exactly what you need to do. You need to figure out what are their reasons and then persuade them and help them make the decision that you're the best option to help them achieve the thing that they want, right? So that's a little quick training lesson, little tutorial on how you can train non-attorney salespeople. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other questions that you want me to answer, be sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'll answer any other questions. I'm going to be doing probably live videos. I'm going to try and do live videos every day. This StreamYard thing is really cool. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will answer your questions, and we'll go from there. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.